Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ali. I'm a final year medical student at Cambridge University, and this is a series of videos where I've interviewed lots of my medical student friends and asked them for advice about the medicine application. We've done videos already on the personal statement and applying to Oxbridge, but today's video is about interviews and how you can prepare for them. And we're going to be hearing from 10 different medical students who are giving 15 tips on how to prepare for your medicine interviews, and this applies whether you've got a normal interview or an MMI, a multiple mini interview, or an Oxbridge interview, so hopefully you'll find something in this video useful. If you look in the description below, you'll find timestamps to all the different tips, so if you've heard something before or if you want to revisit something again, then you can just click on the appropriate timestamp and it'll take you magically to the right place in the video. I'm not sure if this works on mobiles, but hey. So let's just jump into it. I'll play through the list of 15 tips and I'll see you at the end for the classic, please like, comment, subscribe. At this point, if you'd like to subscribe to see more videos like this, please do so. The subscribe button is down below. But now, let's jump into the 15 tips. I hope you find them useful.
So before my interviews, I was pretty scared. I did quite a lot of preparation for them. For each one of them, I wrote down all the different things I could think of that they might ask. And I sort of wrote my own answers to each of them, trying to really hone what it was I was going to take from my personal statement, what it was that I was going to try and sell to them in that moment.
I first of all just started off by telling myself, okay, they're going to ask me about my work experience. And I just basically shortlisted the work experience that I wanted to talk about. So I knew I wanted to talk about my time as a healthcare assistant for a year because that was just one of the most incredible learning opportunities that I've ever had. It's a job I'm still doing to this day, actually. I first of all established what I was going to talk about, and then I made sure to know what I wanted to say about each example I was going to give, but I was very conscious that I didn't want to come across rehearsed. So whenever I went through in my head through my experiences, I'd never really write anything down, and I'd only read bullet point. A bullet point would say, being a healthcare assistant helps me communicate, and that's all I'd have in my mind, so that I'd draw on that and then talk around it, because you definitely come across a lot more fluid if you don't script answers.
So I remember writing down a list of questions that I thought would probably come up. So that's why you want to do medicine, what particular about this medical school, what did you learn on work experience, and I just bullet pointed answers. I didn't write out paragraphs. I think that's quite important, because if you write out a paragraph, it's so tempting to just learn it and recite it.
Yeah, tying into that, I think I did similar things in that I was very much against trying to write paragraphs as answers, because the danger of that is you end up memorizing paragraphs and then you stress out because you're like, oh, what was that line after that line? And that just comes across really badly in an interview. So bullet points of the main ideas, not the specific words you're going to use, but really the core ideas.
Think about it, whenever you're in a lecture and you can always tell when someone stops reading the slides and goes to ad-libbing a bit. Their style changes, the way they talk changes, invariably they're more engaging. Be that second person. Don't be reading something off a slide in your head.
You can get practice on trying to be spontaneous by getting loads of people to interview you and get them to give you answers, get your friends to sit down with you, and you know what, they usually quite enjoy it as well. Your friends will throw out questions at you, usually questions you're not really expecting. It can be quite a fun thing to do, and it's quite a good way because you never know what questions are going to come up. So it's not about answering the questions and getting the right answers, it's about practicing how to be spontaneous for an interview, which is always quite good.
I mostly prepared for my interviews by just asking loads and loads of people to give me interview questions. So I found a list of interview questions online. I got one of the 100 interview questions books and just kind of gave it to friends, family, my mum, my brother, my friends, my teachers, and just said, right, can we have 20 minutes? Just, talk to me as if this were an interview. And I actively asked for a lot of critical feedback. And I found that really helpful. So, every single time people told me that I spoke too fast. So, I still do it to this day, but just that reminder close to interview times made me think that, okay, I need to kind of slow it down a bit. Me talking too slowly is probably about the right speed. I feel I'm talking too slowly right now, but for you, it's probably the right speed. Whereas normally when I talk like this, it's quite fast, and I was talking like this in interviews, and this is not the kind of interview answer that you want to give because you're talking too fast, and it just goes all over the place.
Something that's incredibly important is get your friends and family to listen to your interview answers. So get your sister, sit them in front of you, give them the questions you want them to ask you, and then just when you're replying with your answers, try to get them to comment on maybe your mannerisms and the way you look when you're talking, where you're looking, where you're talking, and your body language, and etc. Because they may not know what interviewers are looking for your answers, but I think it's definitely important to be able to familiarise yourself with maybe some bad habits you might have when talking.
Primarily, I think when it comes to preparing for interviews, your key thing is to make sure that you're comfortable and confident. You can go over as many questions as you want, but particularly when you're applying to Cambridge or Oxford, they're going to throw some curveballs at you. And the only way to really prepare for that is to put yourself in a mindset where you can think through what they've said and reply back in a concise and confident manner. So even if you haven't heard of something before, even if you're not really sure of the answer, if you're confident enough in your